This is a piece of pear that I cut from my parents' house. One thing, I have never carved pear, but I heard it's one of the most beautiful woods ever. So what I'm going to try and do is create something with this. Now, these are my carving tools. It's a very basic set from Beavercraft, and I have been doing a bunch of spoons and stuff like that using this. This is more for sculpture, but for scooping things out like a spoon, I like using these. This is what you tend to use for scooping out if you're doing a spoon or some sort of hollow. But this is a very tough wood. And what this is just a piece of leather that comes with the kit from Beavercraft, which basically you can sharpen your tools. You know, sometimes as you're working and cutting, this creates a dull edge, and this will revive it. A lot of barbers also do this. You know, just once in a while, after a couple of minutes, just run it through there again. And this stone, so this is like the cheaper kind. There's like this diamond carbon version, but I forgot what it is. It's like some sort of natural thing that you put in the leather, and this really is what sharpens your blade, not the leather. I'm not exactly sure how to do this. I just try to carve a little bit on another branch. Very hard. This is a very difficult piece of wood to carve, and it's fairly fresh. So we're going to remove the bark. This part comes out easy, but pretty soon you're going to see it's going to be very hard. By the way, this is soft. This is hard. This is probably the hardest wood I've ever seen, but it's the most beautiful. They use it for musical instruments. So we're just going to remove this kind of top part. You know, this almost resembles bone. It's so dense. I've never seen it. This part is easy. So you have a couple of millimeters on the wood that's easy to carve, or right about there. Once you get to here, it's dense. It's a very dense thing. Now, if I had better tools, I could remove this easier, but I don't. I'm just going to use this. Switch maybe to the big blade. I find the big blade is harder to use. I also have a vise that I could put on my desk, and I can use a mallet to cut for right now. And by the way, be very careful not to hurt yourself. This is still green. You actually feel the moisture. One of the things that people do and recommend is actually like cutting it towards you. You have actually greater control like this, even though it seems counterintuitive. use this big one to remove it, and unfortunately I cut a little bit into it, so we're gonna have to work with this. Okay guys, and that is the spoon. I'm gonna leave it just like that. You know, the reason I'm doing these like little spoons out of wood is that I'm trying to learn how to sculpt wood, and this is a good starter. This particular wood, the more I use it, the more I like it. The pear, it's really beautiful, and it's very difficult with this sort of knife. Even oak, you can cut it much easier than this using a knife, but when you use pear for actual sculpture with one of these, it works much better. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this really long video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you.